So it seems that the re-election of Donald Trump has made the Khalistani groups in Canada jittery. A prominent pro-Khalistani figure who's voiced concerns, stating that many feel crushed by Trump's return to power, fearing his administration's hardline stand that could disrupt their power, and fearing his administration's hardline stand that could disrupt their activities and ambitions. It's Jagmeet Singh who's expressed disappointment over the US presidential results. Listen in to that statement that's coming in.
I think a lot of folks woke up today and woke up really worried, really afraid, felt crushed. And I want you to know that now is the time for us to come together to defend Canadian interests. I know that the results of Trump, right now what it looks like Trump's election, is going to have serious impacts on Canadians. So we need to come together, all parties, all leaders, and put Canadian interests first. We have to protect Canadian jobs. We have to be prepared for the impacts of potential tariffs and what that would mean for our economy, for manufacturing, for jobs in Canada. We need to be very united to say, whatever our differences are when it comes to Canadian interests and Canadian jobs, we're all going to work together to defend Canada, to defend Canadian jobs, to defend Canadian interests. That's our priority.
And let's go across to a senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, joining us. Abhishek, good morning. We just heard Canadian leader, Khalistani leader, who's expressed his disappointment after US election results. The question, of course, being that what is making the Khalistani leaders in Canada jittery after Trump's comeback?
Well, naturally so. Jagmeet Singh is no liberal. He, in fact, purposes a very narrow Khalistani agenda. And his party, the NDP, has been the sort of a lifeline for Justin Trudeau. And in many ways, it's a cohabitation between the liberal establishment, which sort of allows these kind of extremist views to coexist so long as their own bread is buttered. And we have seen what havoc it has caused to India-Canada relationship specifically, and generally to Canadian civil life also. We have seen how protests have turned violent in the recent past, Brampton and Surrey being the latest examples, not the first, of course. And all this Khalistani extremism and activism happening on Canadian soil has obviously Jagmeet Singh connection. So given the kind of protection and safe harbor that was being given by the liberal establishment from the United States to Canada, obviously someone like a Jagmeet Singh would be disturbed, not because the liberals are disturbed, they are disturbed for a different reason because they are out of power, but with Jagmeet Singh, because the liberal establishment is out of power, that oxygen of support sort of tapers off. Coming off, Trump has created a flutter among a lot of extremist ideologies, not just in the United States, but around the world. Samiksha, we have seen how the Houthis have sort of indicated that they are done with violence and they are sort of announcing a ceasefire. We have seen how Iranian rial tanked last evening as it became clear that Donald Trump is going to be the next president again. And we have seen how in the United States also there's been a meltdown of sorts among the left liberal space. Jagmeet Singh essentially expressing those jitters because with that protection away, I think there would be a lot of things which Jagmeet Singh was easily getting away with, and his cohabitation with the Khalistanis particularly, which perhaps now would not have protection. Remember, even in Canada, we have seen the winds of change, and it's likely that while Trudeau government is on life support as of now,
yes,
it's actually on its way out come March or April next year. So obviously, with a conservative government in Canada and a conservative government already in the United States now with Trump taking over in the month of January, Jagmeet Singh expressing what is going on in his mind, which is clearly that space for his kind of politics and his cohabitation with extremist ideology, those days are numbered.